In this nugget, we will look at the narrative style of Animal Farm. In his essays, George Orwell criticised language that is too complicated. For George Orwell, a good writer will simplify their English. He says that good writing should be as clear as a window pane. Orwell believed that people who used complicated or abstract language were trying to hide something. He believed that simple language was the best way to express the truth. Therefore, he wrote Animal Farm with this in mind. The narrative style of Animal Farm is simple, with no unnecessarily complicated language, as we will explore now. When writing Animal Farm, Orwell took particular care to write in a clear, concise fashion. This explains why the prose, the writing style, can sometimes seem quite simple. Even when describing things or setting the scene, Orwell keeps the imagery straightforward. For example, there are no complicated metaphors to describe the weather. Let's read an example of this narrative language. It was a bitter winter. The stormy weather was followed by sleet and snow, and then by a hard frost which did not break till well into February. The pig's speech. For Orwell, those who used complicated language were either trying to hide something or they were incompetent. This is why the only unnecessarily complicated language in the novel appears in the pig's speech. The pigs are often dishonest or at least misleading in what they say. Here are a few examples of where the pigs use unnecessarily difficult language. First, Old Major's speech in Chapter 1 is long and at times unnecessarily complicated. Snowball uses words or phrases that the other animals do not understand. For example, he describes wings as an organ of propulsion in Chapter 3, which confuses the birds. Squealer intentionally complicates and twists meaning in order to manipulate the other animals. Let's read the full quote from Chapter 3 here. This is Snowball. "A bird's wing, comrades," he said, "is an organ of propulsion and not of manipulation. It should therefore be regarded as a leg." The birds did not understand Snowball's long words. The other animals do not understand Snowball's long words and complicated phrases. Orwell hints that Snowball would be a better leader if he simplified his language. This is just one example of how the pigs overcomplicate language unnecessarily. As we've mentioned before, the rest of the narrative style is very clear. It is only in the pig's speech that we see long words or complicated phrases.